Hello everybody, it's Mindy. So, hey, let's get down to business here. Look at how pretty this is looking. I mean, I know it's hard for you to tell right here, but it's gorgeous. Let me move you down just a little bit so you can see. There we go. Now you can see the whole section I'm working on. That is a bucket. That's a bucket. And then this is... I got the bottom of my porch. I'm starting the cabin. Yeah, so I'm excited. Yep, and it is beautiful. I mean, it's just gorgeous. I can't even explain how pretty this is. Oh, I'm so excited. I just looked at my computer and I'm like, my video finally finished processing. I don't know. If you guys are creators out there, just let me ask you this. Are you having like a hard time getting your videos to finish processing when you're uploading? I mean, it'll go through all of the steps and then just sits there and says, processing HD version. And it can take like forever. Frustrating. I know. Creator problems. Creator problems. What can I say? Anyhow, okay. Let's chat. Before we get started just chatting about things, I have some thank yous to send out to some people. So first of all, let me say thank you to Sandra for purchasing a coffee, which is a Diet Pepsi in my world. And I do have some Diet Pepsi over here in my tumbler from Minette. Thank you so much again for that, Minette. You know what? I've never really used one of these metal tumblers, but I'm really surprised how cold things stay in there. I had some ice and some Diet Pepsi in it the other day, and Dale and I left, and we went to, I don't even know where we went. We were gone a long time, though. And I came back, and I was like, this still has ice in it. It's still cold. It still has ice. And I was like really, really surprised. Anyhow, I'm using it a lot. Thank you so much. I appreciate that greatly. The other thank you I have is to CMS Baby Girl. And I'd like to say welcome. Welcome to the channel as a member. She is the most current member. And thank you so much for joining. I hope you enjoy your extra little goodies, your little content. I did put out a little short video yesterday for Square Drill members. I was in the garden, having fun in the garden, and had a little video. So I try to put up some pictures and videos, you know, fairly regularly. Anyhow, sometimes there just isn't good stuff to show you, so I try to make it a conscious effort to find some things. So there you go. Thank you, you guys, for all of that. Thank you to everybody that's listening, everybody who watches a video. Thank you so much for your support, your vote of confidence, super chats and lives. Thank you so much. Real quick, let's talk about my live on Saturday. And I will apologize here that I lost you all. I lost everybody because, well, I've been getting all of these spam calls. Like one day I had over 20, literally over 20. They're coming from all different numbers, different people's names. Some say wireless callers, some would say, I mean, just all kinds of stuff. Bottom line is they're all claiming that there's been an Amazon purchase. It's always the same amount. If you listen to the recording, always the same amount. And they're wanting to verify the purchase. And if I want to dispute it, push 1. Oh, you guys, it got so bad. They would not leave me alone. 20 some in one day. And then in my live, here we go. It's happening again. So I was talking about it and I thought, you know, somebody said, well, you should answer it. We can all harass them. And I was like, okay, well, silly me. Didn't even stop to think for 30 seconds that I was using my phone to record the live And if I answered a call, yeah, I lost everybody. It sounded like a great plan. It sounded like a lot of fun. I really wished we could have done it. But it didn't work. So sorry, guys. I'm so sorry. Most of you came back, though. We were having a good time, and most of you came back to part 2. So thank you for doing that. Learned my lesson there. Don't answer the phone when you're using your phone to record. That doesn't work. I should have known that. I should have known. In my head, I guess I did, but anyhow, got caught up in the moment. Caught up in the moment, you know? It happens sometimes. So anyhow, my son came home the other day. He'd been gone for the afternoon day or whatever, and I was like, hey, what's up? What you been up to? What'd you do with your day? You know, just chit chat. He goes, well, I shouldn't tell you. And I'm like, why? He goes, well, you probably won't be very happy with me. I'm like, oh dear, what? He's like, well, I did something. He said, and you just might be, well, you'll probably just be maybe jealous. And I was like, I know what you did. I instantly knew. I was like, oh, I know what you did. You went to the Renaissance Festival, didn't you? And he said, yeah. I was like, brat. Yes, it's something that we always used to do, me and the kids. We had some family friends that we would go to the Renaissance Festival every year. Now, there's a little town in Michigan called Holly, Michigan. And they hold a Renaissance Festival for like 8 weeks, I think. In August, September, I don't know. You know, kind of those fall months anyhow. And they have property. They have like acres and acres of property, and they do just a fantastic job with their Renaissance Festival. I mean, we're talking everybody dresses up. Well, not everybody, but a lot of people dress up. They've got kings and queens and parades and jousting and shops. And I mean, it is fantastic. They do a wonderful job there. And then they have different stages all throughout the area, the property, where they have shows, comedy shows, like the Dead Bob Show and the Washing Wild Wenches. And it's so much fun. So yeah, he told me he went, and I was like, We had just talked about it because I had come home from Subway with coupons, like $3 off your admission fee or something. So we had talked about it, and then he just turns around and just goes. I guess he had some friends that were going, and he met them there and hung out, and okay. Anyhow, they did not hold it last year, of course, you know why. But they are holding it again this year. They're back to, you know, having the Renaissance Festival, and I was like, I really kind of want to go, you know. Haven't been in several years, and I kind of miss it. Yeah, I wanted to go, but he went anyhow with his friends, had a good time. Yeah, you know. All right, there's that. Okay, let me get a different color here. I need a different color. I need you. Oh, goodness. Okay, where's the you? It's up here. Let's switch. So, I've been saying how fall-like it is here, right? Super fallish. Fallish? I like to make up words. Anyhow, cool. Things have changed. Plants are changing. Leaves are starting to get red, orange, that kind of thing. You can just feel it, you know? You feel it in the air. You feel the difference, you know what I mean? So I've been enjoying that a lot. Really enjoying the fallish weather. But now, for some reason, it's decided to go back to summer. Like 80s and humid. It's going to be 88 later this week. Hello, it's the end of September. What's up here, Michigan? What? You know? So, yeah, nice fall weather turned hot, humid summer again. Dale and I went shopping yesterday, and we went into Lowe's. As we got to Lowe's, just driving to Lowe's, we were looking at the sky, and it turned pitch dark, like nighttime looking. The stores with their automatic outdoor lights were coming on because it was so dark. You know, cars' headlights, auto headlights are coming on. It's so dark. And we knew it was going to cut loose and rain, like really, really just rain. By the time we got over to Lowe's, it was pouring down rain. Got into Lowe's. He was so nice. He's like, here, let me try to just pull under the canopy here. I'll let you out. And I'm like, okay. Then he hung out for a minute until somebody left, because you can park underneath the canopy. And when somebody left and pulled out, he parked under the canopy. Now, Shannon was there because that's where she works. So we went in and we just talked to her for a little bit. We had a couple things we needed to try to buy. We have some cracked windows, and we're going to try to get replacement windows there at Lowe's. And so she was kind of helping us. And we literally just hung out for a while because, you know, have you ever been inside a building, like a big store or whatever, and you hear the rain and you can hear it coming down? It's coming down so hard, so loud. It was just, whoa. Okay, we're not going anywhere for a minute, right? We'll just stay here, look around. So that's what we did. Then we got home. Here's the crazy thing. We get home to our house, which, mind you, it's a 15-minute drive, okay? It's not that far. And it had started looking gloom, gloomy, dark, when we were close to home still. Get home, and we're looking around. Dale's like, I don't know if it rained here. We're looking, and we're like, yeah, for the amount of rain that came down, we would have had water puddles in our driveway and things like that. And we're like, nope. We determined it never rained here. It's so weird. Just torrential downpours, like literally a few miles from our house. And we get home dry as a bone, right? Dry as a bone. Go figure. Now, we have the possibility of rain. I mean, today also, I don't know if it will rain. Today, oh my gosh, I keep getting freaked out. Okay, I don't know about you, but are you ever home alone and you hear noises that you're just like, what was that? What was that? You know, it almost sounds like somebody's coming in the house or a door's opening or something. Do you ever do that? I've done that like 4 times this morning already. I'm like, what is that? And then I realize it's just the wind. It's the wind outside. It is like blowing things, and I don't know. Maybe I hear stuff move out on the deck or whatever. But it is so windy today. It's also very humid. Yuck. Humidity again. So after having a good week or more with the windows open, a nice breeze coming in, here we are today back to, let's turn the air conditioner on because it's hot. Hot, humid, muggy, yucky. So I know Mother Nature, she's she's a interesting one. I know that the people in Texas are hopefully, I mean, not getting too bad of a storm. Hopefully it's rain. Might be a lot of rain, but hopefully it's just rain and nothing, too bad. Yeah, it's just, sometimes you just have to think Mother Nature is trying to tell the world something. That's my thought. Trying to tell us something, So, anyhow, yesterday when we got back, since it hadn't rained, we went out to our vegetable garden and decided it was time to pick some tomatoes. And I had squash growing. I needed to find the squash. So we went out there and we just started, tackling it. Well, Dale decided, since most of these tomato plants were what we call volunteers, they just kind of popped up. We didn't plant them. And they were everywhere. Let me tell you, everywhere. Okay. And they had a lot of, they're just a little tiny itty bitty, like not grape tomatoes. They're bigger than that. They're a little bit larger, just little small round ones though. Cherry tomatoes. I think that's what they're called. But we decided there were so many, and these plants had gone just crazy everywhere, covering up my blueberry bush, covering up the strawberries, that we were just going to pull them out, the majority of them anyhow. Just going to pull them out, take the tomatoes off them that were good, and just sacrifice any of the little green ones that were still on there, because we really don't need that many. And these plants were just out of control. So that's what we did. Dale started pulling the plants out, and he would just haul them out into the yard, and we would just go over the plants and pull off all of the good tomatoes, because a lot of them were green or overripe and cracked and just ick, those aren't any good. So we spent maybe an hour or so out there doing that. And I worked on finding the squash. And I tell you what, squash plants are not nice. They are not nice. If you grab a hold of the squash plant, the vine it grows on, those things are the scratchiest, pokiest vines. And I didn't have any gloves. And I was like, oh my gosh, these things are, ow, But I was just trying to cut away some of the vines and the plants, because again, they're going everywhere. And find the squash. What I planted was butternut squash. I like butternut squash. So I think I picked 6 or 7 of them. And I left a few, still on the vine that were still growing. So those will be really good. I mean, they're kind of a pain to cook. If you know an easy way to do it, you got to peel them. You got to dice them, dice up the flesh and cook them. And I don't know, they're not a lot of fun to make, but they're really good. Put some butter, maybe some brown sugar on them. I like my stuff sweet. What can I say? But we did that. Realized that the gourds I planted on the outside of the fence. Well, the gourds had decided they were going to come up and over, and the gourds were into the garden as well. It was just a hot mess out there. There was just stuff everywhere. You couldn't really get to anything. It was just, yeah. So we worked and we worked and we worked, picking and pulling and cleaning up and all that stuff. Left the potatoes in the ground. We'll dig some of those out later. Left the carrots in the ground. I've got corn growing, and it's not like corn that you would eat, sweet corn or anything. They're like some decorative corns, like Indian corn. So yeah, They're little tiny, tiny things right now. There's ears on the plants, but, you know, they're not doing much right now. So I'm leaving those for a while. The pumpkins that are growing outside of the whole garden, we're still trying to figure out how they got there. I'm like, well, we had a pumpkin last year. What did you do with it? He goes, I don't know. I said, well, my guess is you brought it out here and dumped it out here. He said, probably, maybe. So we have 2 pumpkins. They're getting to be a pretty good size. They're starting to turn orange, and they're pretty fun. Yeah. Then we went to the flower garden. Went out to the flower garden. And we got out there, and Dale was like, well, look at that. You have flowers. And I said, I do. I know. I mean, I took some video. You'll see that in a farm video. But about half, well, not even half, a little bit less than half of the garden, the beds that I had, actually have flowers in them. Like, see, what was that? Something banging against the window. I don't know, a bug, bird, I don't know. Weird stuff. So I have plants, I have flowers, not as many as I'd hoped for, but I went out there and I cut a whole bunch. I made a nice big bouquet. I'll probably show you a picture of it here if I remember to take a picture of it. I was going to take a picture anyhow and put it on. Oh, well, that's not a hole drill. We don't want that. And put it on my community page for members. So I'll try to remember to take a picture and put it here for you guys. Anyhow, really pretty stuff. So, you know, we decided that this year was just a weird growing year. It was cold, then it was hot, then it rained so much that we think a lot of things just got so wet, you know, kind of got drowned out. I think some of my seeds just got floated out of the ground, and it just wasn't the best growing season. So, you know, there's always next year. What do? Try again. We'll try again next year. You know? I'm not going to try to start anything in the house next year, I don't think. I think I'm just going to go direct sow right into the ground next year. Be like, nope, I'm done. Done trying to plant and transplant and all that. Let's just plant seeds in the ground. Till up the dirt. Maybe I'll just go out there and scatter plant even. Here, just throw them around. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But, yeah. That's what we did with our day yesterday. Fun, fun, fun. Then we went for a walk in the evening when it got a little cooler, because it was hot. I think you're upside down. Yes, you're upside down. Went for a walk when it cooled off. Talked to my best friend about school things. And, you know, every time I talk to her about school, I'm just like, yep, I made the right choice. And no, I'm not subbing. This is why. I don't want to hassle with any of that stuff. I don't. It's not worth it. It's just not worth it. So, all the, like, restrictions and special policies in place for the COVID stuff and whatnot, it's just like, no, I'm good. I really don't want to do it. And they don't want people for just a day here and there. No, no, no. They are looking for people to come in and sub for like weeks at a time in the same room. And I'm like, no. I know what that means. When you do that, long-term subbing, that means you're going to end up doing plans and everything, because no, I'm not doing it. So I'm done. Done. Decision made. Thank you for the conversation last night. You just solidified it in my brain that it's really not something I want to do. Thank you for that. Anyhow, the other thing we were talking about on the phone when I was talking to my best friend last night, my friends, you know, there's a group of 5 of us. We all worked at the same building for a few years, and then, you know, things happened and people left and went to different buildings, and, you know, we got separated and all that. By the end, when we were, you know, all starting to retire, we were all in different buildings all over the city, you know, that kind of thing. But our friendship has stayed strong for years. We love each other, you know, support each other, miss each other because we haven't gotten to see each other as much as we used to, that kind of stuff. But so out of the 5 of us, sorry, I had to have a drink. Out of the 5 of us, one retired about, I don't know, 3, maybe 4 years ago even. It seems like it's been a long time now. So she was the first to retire. Then another friend retired, and that's been a while too. Probably longer than I think, but maybe 3 years. I retired last year, and then one of our other friends just retired this year. She just can't do it anymore. She's like, no. She has a new grandchild, and she's just like, I have incentive to just be done, stay home. I'm going to watch the grandbaby a couple days a week, and I'm good. So the only one that is still left working is my best friend, and I feel so bad. And she's got about 7 years to go, and there's nothing she can do. I joked with her one day, and I said, do you want to come do YouTube with me? And she said, I'd love to. Yes, please. I said, well, unfortunately, it doesn't pay that much. But, you know, yeah. I know what it's like, and I wish that she could, you know, she'll be okay. She'll be okay. She's a very strong person. She's very intelligent, very smart, very good at what she does, outspoken, doesn't take anybody's crap, you know, so I know. Well, so there's the 5 of them. And like I said, just found out that Mary is retiring this year, and she's having a retirement party this Friday. So we're, well, my best friend and I, we're making a gift. We're doing a fun little basket type retirement gift and all that. So that's been fun. Let my creativity out a little bit, you know, do some fun things. And so that's Friday. We'll get to go hang out for a while and see our friends and whatnot. So then Kelly, my best friend, told me that she sent me a text the other day and said, so the girls and I have decided that we want to throw you a retirement party. And I was like, oh, really? Yep. And we think you got gypped, and you need to have a party. I'm like, oh, you guys are so sweet. You're so sweet. So I guess they're going to start planning a retirement party for me. And I was just like, that is so, so nice. Yeah, I retired in a weird time, and, you know, it was just one of those things. But I was like, so like, oh, you know, I am so excited about that. I was so happy. Just, that's so sweet. I have the best friends. I really do. So, yeah, there's that. Okay. What else? What else? Oh, there was something I wanted to tell you about. What was I wanting to tell you? Oh, the ducks. The ducks, you guys. If you've been listening, you may have caught on that I'm trying to get my ducks to be much more personable, more friendly. Come up and visit, you know, don't run the second I open the door. I mean, we hand raised these ducks. They know that they know us. They know we're good people. They know we're not going to hurt them. Why do you keep taking off and running away from us? So I've made up my mission to get them to come up and be more friendly by feeding them. Feeding them. So I go out when the chickens are out back, because when the chickens come up, it's kind of like chaos. And the chickens are very fast, quick, and greedy. So the poor ducks, they kind of lose out when the chickens are around. So I've been going out and feeding them. And you guys, guess what? It's working. It is working. I go out the door now, and instead of ducks running away, they all start coming up. Yeah, they might be down by the pond, and I come out, and they come up into the yard. Because they're like, hey, do you have food? Do you have food? And so I'm starting to feed them food and stuff like that. And they're getting it. They're getting it. So I'm happy. I'm so happy. Dale said to me, he says, well, look what you've done. He said, here comes your ducks. I'm like, yay, here they come. And they'll come right up. And boy, you better have some food. Find some food. Give them something. But they still kind of run away if you get too close. But I'm getting to where a few of them anyhow will come up really pretty close. Not right at my feet yet, but we're working on it. They'll get there. They'll get there. I was out by the shop, and I had the flowers that I'd cut yesterday. Had the flowers. And I was cutting off, the leaves that needed to come off so I could make an arrangement, cutting the stems, that kind of stuff. And so I was at the table. There's a little table over there I work at. And here comes the ducks. And I was like, oh, they see me. They know I'm out here. Here comes a whole bunch of them. Not all of them, but a whole big bunch. And I'm like, they want food. They want food. They want food. Okay, I'm out here at the garage. What do I have? I go into the garage, and I pull out the bag of mealworms that we feed to the chickens. And I was like, okay, let me see if I can get them to eat the mealworms. So I thought, well, let me see if I can just throw them out in the grass like I do with the chickens. And then chickens found out. And chickens came over. And that was it for the ducks. The ducks took off. And I was like, darn it. So the chickens left. The ducks came back. And I tried again. And the ducks just didn't get the concept of the mealworms. They couldn't see them. They were kind of hidden in the grass. And they couldn't tell where they were. Or even realize that it was food, I think. So that was kind of a fail. They didn't get the whole mealworm thing. But they get the concept that I have food. And I'll just keep working at it. And keep working it, It's fun to see them. And to see them up that close to you, you get to see their faces. And get to see all their spots really good. And all that kind of stuff. They're so stinking cute. I just love watching the ducks. I could sit out there just for hours and just watch the ducks. If, I didn't have anything else to do, I'd just sit there and watch the ducks. They're fun. So, anyhow, I'm making progress. Yes. Haven't seen the deer in the last few days. The other day I did see 4 that were cruising through past the pond, and they saw me, and they scooted along a little faster. It's weird how they can see me up here at the house and worry about me. I'm way over here by the house. I guess it's not that far away, but, have I come out yet? Have I done anything to you yet? No. But anyhow, I just love watching the animals. It's one of my favorite things to do, the wildlife. Woke up, I think it must have been Saturday morning, and Dale was like, okay, your little other friend is hanging out. And I'm like, what other friend? He goes, your little chipmunk friend. And I'm like, oh dear, where's Chipmunk? He said, he's right out here by the garage. We can see him out of our bedroom window. He's sitting out here on the rock, just looking around. Then he hopped in your planter, dug around in the flowers in the planter. I'm like, oh Lord, have mercy. Okay. And he hopped back out and sat on the rock. It was sunny, and he was just sitting on the rock, looking around, sunning himself. I'm like, of course. Yep, of course. They're pretty funny. If you ever watched a chipmunk run, I don't know if you have, but chipmunks run and they scoot along, you know, they go really fast. And their tail sticks straight up in the air as they run. So they look pretty funny. Running along, tail up in the air. But in my planter, of course, in my planter. I mean, not that it's, you know, a disaster at this point. I mean, things are starting to wilt and, you know, things are going to be dying here pretty soon because it's getting cold. As a matter of fact, I have one of my tropical hibiscus out on the front porch. It's still blooming. Don't get me wrong. It's still blooming. But I did notice yesterday some of the leaves have turned yellow, and I'm thinking, well, it is probably time for you to head into the house. My problem is, I know that when I move it into the house, it shocks it. Anytime you move this plant, it shocks it. And then it'll like lose most of its leaves and you think it's dying, but then it comes back and I'm like, do I want to move you now? Do I want to wait a little while? I mean, it's not like we're getting frost at night or anything, but maybe it's a little too cool for the tropical hibiscus. So maybe it's time to bring it in, even though it's blooming still. And I don't want to, you know, halt the bloom, but I might have to because it might just be a little too cold. Not today, not this week. Now I think we're good for another week or so because it's going to be in the 80s all week long. So yeah, maybe I'll leave it out there one more week. And then when the temperatures drop again, then I'll bring it in. That's a plan, right? That's the plan. Okay. All right. Chuck along, chuck along, chuck along. Oh my gosh. Going so good, so good, so good. I have a few people I post pictures for because they're not on Facebook, and that's wonderful. I try to get on Facebook every couple of days and go through all the posts, see all the pictures, like everybody's picture and all that kind of stuff. If you watched Maritz's Whip and Chat last week, you heard that she had problems with her computer, her work computer, and all of the data that's on her work computer. And hopefully, today's Tuesday as I'm recording, she was going to get to work on Monday, and hopefully her work computer was going to be fixed because, you know, they messed it up. So I'll touch base with her, see how it's going, see if her computer's back, you know, back up and running, and she's back up and running. I have no doubt that she'll get everything done. It just stinks when technology, like I was saying earlier, even YouTube, when technology just seems to fight you, you know, makes your life difficult. You're just like, can stuff just work? Please. That's all I ask. Can I just have my stuff work? Ugh. You know? Yeah. So, anyhow, don't forget, 1 post per week. A new post goes up Wednesday, early morning Wednesday, midnight Wednesday morning. So here I sit. It's Tuesday. It's Tuesday. And today is the last day for the week. So make sure you get your posts in before midnight, Tuesday, to count for that week. All right? Okay. I don't think I have anything else to say about the chuck along. It's just chucking along. It's rolling along. People are finishing. Oh my gosh. Finishes. Guys, people are finishing. Whoa. You know? Good for you. Good for you. I don't know when I'll finish mine, but it's a big one. So it'll get done when it gets done. That's all I got to say about that. It'll get finished when it gets finished. I mean, I'm making pretty good progress. I'm on my second row. I think after this, I'm going to turn the whole thing sideways. I'm going across the bottom. I think I'll turn it sideways and go up a side. Just, you know, just for something different. Why not? Go up an edge. Yeah. And then I think it'll be easier to, you know, put on my table as well. So I think that's what I'm going to do. Yeah. Beautiful pictures. I've seen Sanctuary completed a few times. I know Sanctuary is one of the easier ones. It's got a lot of multi-placing. It's a quick and easy one to do, from what I hear people saying. So there's that. What else have I seen completed? A Moment on Memory Lane I've seen completed. How many have I've seen 4 or 5 completions. So good for you guys. Go you, right? Yay. If you're not completing, hey, you know what? Don't worry about it. Don't fret it. There's nothing that says you need to complete. I won't complete mine. Most likely, I won't be done by the end of the month. Don't worry about it. It's not about finishing. It's about the process. It's about seeing what everybody's doing, encouraging, just seeing the beauty that everybody's making, and just enjoying it. Just enjoy it. Okay? Get as many points as you can. You get a progress, no matter what your progress is. You get a progress for the week, you know? Even if you got like 10 drills down, you know, okay, well, you did something. You made some progress. So there's that. Anyhow, just have fun. That's what it's about. Having fun. All right. So let's move on. Let's move on from that. What's coming up next? Well, coming up next is the pink event, Pink for Breast Cancer. Yep. That's coming up next. That is not what I wanted. I'll do it anyhow. I wanted the hashtags, but I pulled out the wrong sleeve. But I'll do these instead. More green. More green. I'm sitting here looking out the window. I can see out my like dining room window from here. And I can see my wind chime out there. And it is just like, woo, woo, woo. I'm like, whoa. Just stay on the hook. Just stay on the hook. I'm telling you, it is windy. I don't even know what the wind speed is, but it is super windy. And in a minute, I got to go let all them chickens and ducks out. And then after that, you know what? I have to go right now. So I'm going to have to stop this video and I will come back and finish it because I need to leave and go get my hair done at 1 o'clock and it is 12:27. Where did the time go? So I'm going to stop right here and I will come back and finish this up. You guys won't even know I was gone, but I'll finish recording when I get back from getting my hair done. All right, I'll be back in a bit. All right, so I guess I was awfully chatty this morning. I've been out and about and gotten my hair done and I've been back and all right, so now I'm ready to just finish this up before it storms. We missed the rain yesterday, but I don't think we're going to miss it today. Anyhow, it's thundering and everything. So let me finish up this video. All I really wanted to include at the end here was upcoming events. So let me remind everybody that in October, I'm doing an event, the Breast Cancer Awareness event. There's several of us involved in that. Angie's Diamond Painting Adventures is the main organizer. We'll have prizes, WIP and chats, a grand finale prize, lots of information about breast cancer. And it should be a good event, a very meaningful and purposeful event. I think it's going to be really good. All right. I'll be giving you more details about that probably next week when I start to actually kit up my painting and get ready for it in a week or so. You know what I mean? And give you more details. All right. So there's that. Make sure you find something that has pink. That's really the only requirement. It can be started. Just make sure it has pink. because, you know, that's the color of the month is pink. All right. Then it looks like I am doing an event in November. Yep, I've had several people ask and say they would love to do one, and I was like, okay. So it's going to be Gnome-vember. Gnome-vember. Get some gnome paintings. There's special drill gnomes, full drill gnomes. You can do smaller ones. You can do one, you can do two, you can do, you know, whatever you want to do for Gnome-vember. All right, I'm going to try to get several smaller ones done. That's my goal. I reached out to a friend of mine that I thought would really enjoy doing Gnome-vember, and I was right. She was already kind of thinking about it, and I was like, let's do this. So that is Angie the Craftnado. We're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to have a lot of fun. We'll have prizes and all that stuff. We don't have any of those details worked out yet, just that we're going to do this thing. We're going to do it together. We're going to have a good time. We're going to have a good time. Good time. Okay? Yeah. So get ready. Find some gnome paintings. If you don't have any, you can go right on over to Amazon. They have lots of cute little gnome paintings right on Amazon that you can get quickly. Or you can go to, you know, any of the budget-friendly sites. You probably got plenty of time to get something by Gnome-vember. More details will follow. More details will follow. Okay? So that's what we're doing. That's what we're up to for the next couple months. And then I have a Christmas. I have a Christmas event that I'm excited about. So stay tuned for that one. So that's what's up for the rest of this year. We got breast cancer awareness, Gnome-vember, and a Christmas fun thing. And then our year is over. Can you believe it? It's September. We got October, November, and December left of this year. Whew. As my best friend asked me after her first day of school, she was like, can you have a dumpster fire and a train wreck at the same time? Yep. I'm certain all of us have felt like that at some point this year. It's just a dumpster fire. We thought that 2021 would be better. I don't know. It's got to stop. Everything's got to get better. Just stay positive, stay safe, stay well. Find something to enjoy every day. And yeah, I'll talk to you guys soon. Hit that like button, subscribe, come back, see more things, check out memberships. Like I said, I got a new member. Thank you for everything you do. And I will be talking to everybody soon. Bye, everybody.